Good evening, everyone, on this fun evening of another event from District 126. We all keep coming up with new learnings because at Toastmasters, learning should never stop. Today, we are having an extremely esteemed guest with us, Toastmaster Mukta, but I would not introduce her because that is something which will be done by our moderator today. As we move forward, there are a few things that we would need to follow during this meeting. Firstly, I would request if there are any district officers in the meeting, I'll give you 10 seconds to please rename yourself so that we know who all have joined us from the district. If you're an area director, division director, or any other district position. Let's wait for 10 seconds for you to rename. Okay. So as we move forward, let me welcome all the division directors. We have Division A Director, Toastmaster Janvi. We have Toastmaster Vamsi, DTM Vamsi, Akhilesh Moishetti, Charan Singh, and we have area directors Subhash Meri Shetty, Monica Dikshit, Roshika. And if there is anybody who has not renamed themselves, you are also welcomed. And we have two amazing people in the meeting today. We have our district PRM, Toastmaster Mayuri, and we have our immediate, no, I don't know whether it will call in ours or not, but we consider it our immediate past president, DTM Mukta Nadkar, in the meeting today. As we move forward, like any Toastmasters meeting, we will follow 3 ground rules for the meeting. First being, we will not have any subject related to sex, religion, or politics being discussed in a derogatory manner. We would request you all to be on mute and try to keep your videos on, keep it more interactive and make it more lively. But in case you have to move, please turn off your videos and then move from your place. Last but not the least, if you have any queries during the session when the session is going on, we have kept the chat box open for you. You can post the chat. Mukta ma'am, would you want me to read out the chats or would you want to keep it to yourself?
No, I don't want to keep anything to myself. In fact, I would like everybody to have the facility to even unmute and ask a question directly, because even on chat, it takes a little time to read and things. So just unmute and ask, okay? Sure. Because it's going to be interactive and fun, and that's the best way of learning. Thank you.
Sure. So as Mukta ma'am has said that you can also unmute and speak about whatever doubts you have during the session as well, but try to keep it crisp as we have limited time for the session today and we would want to learn as much as I can. To take this session forward and welcome our esteemed guest today, I have Toastmaster Bhumi, a very enthusiastic Toastmaster who will be the moderator and the host for the session today. May I please hand it over now to Toastmaster Bhumi to take forward.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pragya. Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. There's a very special quote by Aristotle. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. I welcome you all to today's session, Path to President Distributing Clubs, organized by District 126. I encourage the audience to on their cameras for an interactive session. Now, please help me invite the trainer for today's session. She has worked for over 32 years as a hotelier, teacher, and entrepreneur. As a Toastmasters for over 15 years, she has served as club as well as district officer for 12 years. And she is the immediate past district director of District 98. Her personal achievement has been to earning the coveted district Toastmaster title 5 times, and she has been a two times district finalist in the humorous speech contest. But what she enjoys most is her relationship with members, and she is very willing to help individuals grow. Her husband and 2 grown-up sons are her worlds. She loves reading, music, movies, traveling, and spending time with friends and family. Please give a huge round of applause for our trainer for today, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta Nadkar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Bhumi. So first of all, before I say good evening to everyone, it is really funny that you called me a two-time humorous finalist. I don't have a single funny bone in my body. It was the two times international speech contestant because I'm such a serious person normally. So everybody cut off that humorous part. So good evening to all the district officers, DPRM, Mayuri, division directors, area directors, and dear wonderful members of District 126. I do miss you. You know, I do miss the camaraderie that we used to have when District 98 was all one big family. Anyways, it's good to keep coming back to Hyderabad and seeing so many familiar and some new faces. So thank you for having me here for this session, this training session on how to become a President's Distinguished Club. Now, we've got many leaders over here who are going to take some lessons home, some pointers home to find out how they can make their clubs distinguished. I'm sure we've got club officers also over here who will firsthand take this information and feedback to their clubs. So now every thing I say, or just feel free to unmute and ask questions, because I'm going to be asking several questions to find out how much you know and how much we need to go forward. And there are some things which are hidden, which are just written on the dashboard. And sometimes we don't really understand what it means. And because we don't understand it, we cannot fulfill those requirements to become distinguished. So as we go along, I'll explain some very critical points to you. So firstly, what is DCP? Anybody?
Distinguished Club Program.
Perfect. Distinguished Club Program. And this program is made up of little tiny segments. And then we have the point system within this Distinguished Club Program. Someone else, why do we need a Distinguished Club Program? Why can't we just be ordinary Toastmasters, coming, learning communication, leadership, improving our confidence, and that's it? Why have this Distinguished Club Program?
We need something to push us, something to motivate us to take that step.
Perfect. We need something to push us, something to motivate us, something to feel the pulse of our club and find out how we are doing in various aspects of club life. It is not the perfect indicator of how good a club is, because sometimes we can have just 6 and 8 members who do everything. You know, they do all the educational awards, but they're just 6 or 8 members, and it really doesn't tell us the health of a club. But it is a good indicator of how well clubs are doing in general. Today, I'm going to walk, all of us, we're going to walk through this program of the Distinguished Club Program, see what each thing means. And I will request Pragya to start the presentation, please. Okay, so while she's getting that going, let me ask another question. Who is responsible for this Distinguished Club Program? Is it the division
Everyone
director?
in the club.
Yeah, perfect. Everybody, every member has some vested interest in contributing to this Distinguished Club Program. So it is really a collective responsibility for us to achieve it. Now, yes, let's stop there. And if you can put it on whatever, you know, that full screen or that, whatever the technical term is.
Done, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see. On the slideshow, that's what I meant.
Yes, ma'am. This is on slide.
Yeah, okay. So when does the Distinguished Club Program begin and when does it end? Anybody?
1st of July, ends on 31st of March.
To the, no. To the
30th of June.
30th of June. Yes. So the Distinguished Club program runs as in parallel with our Toastmasters year, which is the 1st of July till the 30th of June. And club officers, district officers, everybody knows the day they take on their responsibility and their role on the 1st of July and end it on the 30th of June. That's the duration of the Distinguished Club program. So let's begin. We'll move to the first slide. Pragya?
Ma'am, I'm changing the slides. Are you able to view it?
No.
Pragya, sorry to interrupt. We are still on your PPT mode. I want you to stop the screen share and reshare it on the PPT mode.
Okay. Just give me
While selecting the screen, please select the PPT.
now.
Perfect.
So if you can go back, please.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. So our Distinguished Club program is divided, they say, into 4 segments, but I didn't want to go into 4, so I've just made 3 segments. One is all the points that we can get by educational levels, by completing levels in pathways. Then we will have a segment where we have the growth in membership. And the third is the administrative points, whereby we earn points in this DCP program by attending training, as well as by paying our dues, our renewals, and uploading the officers list. Now, I'm going to take each point in great detail. But first of all, the education points. Anybody answer, how many points can we get for education?
6.
Perfect. So there is somebody who knows all the answers. Shailendra Singh. Oh my goodness, Shailendra Singh, no matter, because you're from Pune, you knew all the answers, right? Shailendra?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, ma'am.
Yeah. At least let me take the credit for that, Shailendra.
Yeah,
All
sure,
right,
sure.
so I'm only joking. Okay, so we have 6 points to do with education. So let's start them one by one. Anybody can call out the first one. How do you get the first educational point?
4 levels completed by members. Level 1 completed by 4 members.
Perfect. Okay, you can open that up. If 4 of your club members, 4 unique members, complete level 1, then you get your first DCP point. So suppose we have Pragya, Shailendra, Mayuri, and Bhumi complete 1 level of any path. Those 4, when they are logged in, they will get you the first DCP point for your club. Now, let me tell you that every educational level achieved has to be uploaded on Basecamp as well as Club Central. Oftentimes, I have heard that people say, oh, we finished level 1, we finished level 3, we finished level 5, but we don't see it on the dashboard. You will not see it if your BP education has not uploaded it on Basecamp as well as Club Central. So it has to be uploaded on both things before it will reflect on the dashboard, before you will get credit, and before your club will get credit. Next, what is the next education point that we can get? Shailendra, give someone else a chance.
2 level 2s.
2 level 2s, perfect. So now you've got 4 people who completed level 1, and we've got 2 people who need to complete level 2s to get the next DCP point. Next, what is the third education?
2 more level 2s.
2 more level 2s. Okay, so now we got 4 people who did level 1, we've got 2 who did level 2, and we've got 2 more who did level 2. Let me ask a question here. Can the 4 people who did level 1s be the same people who do level 2?
Yes.
Yes, yes. So if, like I mentioned, we had Shailendra, Mayuri, Pragya, and Bhumi do level 1, Then for level 2, we can have again Shailendra and Mayuri for the second educational point, and we can have Bhumi and Pragya for the third educational point. So now the club has now achieved 3 DCP points. Next, what is the fourth DCP point?
Two level 3s.
2 level 3s. Okay, excellent. 2 level 3s. And we can have the same people do level 3s also. But at the end of the education, once we finish 6, I'm going to give you some tips as to what is a good practice in a club to do, and not just depend on the 4 or 5 people to provide all the educational levels. 2 level 3s will get us our 4th educational point or DCP point, which is the 5th educational point.
Level 1, level 4 or 5 or DTM.
Yes, perfect. Anyone who completes a level 4 or a level 5 or a DTM can give the 5th educational point. Thanks, Charan, for that. And what is the 6th? You can continue.
One more level 4, 5 or DTM.
Perfect. So we can have one more person doing level 4, 5 or DTM. And at the bottom of it, I have said, submit these levels in both base camp and club central. So when a person finishes a level in their path, they complete that completed thing in that level, and the VP education will get an intimation to please accept or please upload their level for the member. Now, this is an important thing for the VP education. As soon as you get a mail from Toastmasters International to please accept the level of a club member, please do so immediately. Please upload it in Basecamp as well as Club Central so that the member gets credit, the club gets credit, and you earn a DCP point. Now, these 6 education points, which give you your 6 DCP points, this should be in your mind at all times. Even if I wake you up in the middle of the night and say, Charan Singh, tell me the 6 education points, you should be able to rattle off 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s, 2 more level 2s, 2 level 3s, 1 level 4, 5 or DTM, 1 more level 4, 5 DTM. You know, I've been doing this for many, many years, and this is really something that if you woke me up in the middle of the night, I can rattle it off. And I want you all to remember these things, because it is when you go back to your club, you know exactly with great clarity what is it that we need to do. Now that we have got 6 DCP points only from the educational, from the paths, all club presidents, all club officers, all district officers, all members of clubs, commit yourself to contributing something to your club. Who is going to do what? And that is why we have that club success plan, which we work on at the beginning of the year, because that club success plan, all the moments of truth, they tell us exactly who is going to achieve what and by what time period. So if someone is going to do level 1 by September, then maybe that person can do level 2 by March, maybe, and give 2 educational points to the club. So work on who is going to contribute. You know, this is a joint effort by everybody in the club. It is not up to only the club officers to keep on pushing. Everybody needs to be proactive in giving speeches and in contributing to the Distinguished Club program. The goal for District 126 is to make every club a distinguished club minimum. Every one of you here, all 31 of you over here, you have to be responsible that your club is going to be a minimum distinguished club. Aim for select, go for president's distinguished. We'll come to that, but you have to ensure that your club does get the 5 DCP points. Okay, now I'm going to take a pause over here and ask a question. What is the criteria what is the qualifying criteria to take part in the DCP program? Now, a club can get all 10 DCP points and yet not be a distinguished club. Okay, you can get 7 distinguished DCP points and yet not be a select distinguished club. Why is that? What is the eligibility to be qualified for this program?
We need to add members.
You need to have members. How many members, Mayuri?
5 or a net growth of 5 or 20. Whatever is.
Okay. So the club needs to have 20 members if you have to be a part of this DCP program. You can get, like I said, all 10 out of 10 DCP points, but not qualify if you do not have 20 members. Or suppose you started with 12 members, you need a net growth. That means you need to add, the new rule is 3 members only. We don't need 5 members anymore to grow and become qualified. So all clubs, if you started with 6, if you started with 8, if you started with 12, don't be disheartened that, oh, how am I going to get to 20? You can add just 3 more members and you will qualify for this DCP program. This year, Toastmasters International reduced that criteria from adding 5 members to 3 members. In my opinion and in my mind, they have just reduced and lowered that bar. They have lowered the standards for us. But because of the difficult situation of the past 2 years, I guess they are making concessions for us because they want us all to be distinguished club. So members, please remember, if you've got 20 members, that's fantastic. If you have got fewer members, don't be disheartened. Work to getting 3 more members and you are ready to qualify for this program. So we've got 6 educational points. Let's move to the next. Now, the 7th and 8th point have to do with membership. What do we need? How can we get these 2 points for membership? Anybody?
Adding 4 members one time and again 4 members, 4 more members.
Yes. So if you add 4 members, 4 new members, or dual members, or reinstated members, you will get 1 DCP point. And if you add 4 more dual, new, or reinstated members, you will get your 2nd point. You do not have to add them all together. You've got the whole year from the 1st of July to the 30th of June to find members, motivate people to join your club. Now, new members, you know, is a brand new member. Okay, you find somebody from your office to join. You find a family member to join. You find a friend to join. What is a dual member?
Member who is a part of 2 clubs, like I am.
Perfect, like Pragna and Rahula, members of 2 clubs. So you start off by being a member of 1 club. You enjoy Toastmasters so much and you feel that you can learn and contribute much more to Toastmasters. So you say, hey, I will take on dual membership, is where you go and join another club. So you can be a new, dual. What is a reinstated member?
A member who's had a break in membership in the past 6 months and now wants to come back.
Yes. Anybody who for some reason or the other left the program, left Toastmasters for a while, went to have a baby, went to look after somebody who's not well, transferred to another city for whatever reason, somebody who took a break from Toastmasters for Mayuri, for as ever long, it doesn't have to be 6 months, it can be 3 years
minimum,
or 5 years or anything. As long as that person was a member earlier and now has come back to Toastmaster, that person is a reinstated member. So we hear this so often, get a new dual reinstated, new dual reinstated, and we never really know what exactly it means. So this is what it means: 4 new dual or reinstated members, 4 more new dual or reinstated members during the period 1 July to 30th June. Any questions so far, or is it all clear?
Perhaps, Mukta, if you could just add on with the transfers are not considered, because
I'm
that's
going to come to transfer.
confusion.
Yeah, I'm going to come to transfer. Any questions so far? Just unmute and ask, okay?
No, ma'am.
All right, fantastic, Imran. Thank you. All right, so now we come to the question of transfer members. We have only said that you will get credit if you add a new, dual, or reinstated members. We have not said you will get credit if you have a transfer member joining you. So somebody who's with Vision Toastmasters, not at all happy with Pragya being there, and says, let me go out and join Mayuri's club, and moves out and transfers over there. But your club will not get credit for a member joining as a transfer member, moving from one club to another during that payment period. So let me give you an example. We are in October 2022. Today is the 15th, and today I decide I want to leave Deccan Toastmasters, where I am a member, and go and join Pune Advanced Toastmasters Club. So I transfer my membership from Deccan to Pune Advanced. I already paid my dues at Deccan Toastmasters for October to March for the 6-month term. So Pune Advanced is happy to have me as a transfer member, but they do not get credit for a new member because I am only a transfer member. On the 1st of April, when I make payment of fees to Pune Advanced, then I will be a member of that club, but not a new member. Okay, I will only still be a transfer. I have already transferred over there. Now I am just paying dues as a regular member. So transfer members are not given credit in the new club that they join. Their membership still belongs to the old club where they paid their dues. Is this clear for transfer members? Everybody understood the concept of transfer members? Yes? No?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So when a transfer member moves, he does not come in this category of 4 new dual or reinstated membership. Finally, we'll go to the administrative points, which is point number 9 and 10 in the DCP program. Number 9, training. We need to have a minimum of 4 club officers trained during each of the 2 training periods. Our training is conducted between July and September each year, which is the first training, and between November and February, which is the second training period. So the first training period is 3 months. The second training period is 4 months, November to February. All club officers of existing clubs need to send 4 of their club officers in the first cycle as well as the second cycle, if you are a 6-monthly club. If you are an annual club, you still have to send 4 members to both the training programs. Now, somebody who is in an annual club will say, gosh, I'm the same officer. I've just had training as the VP Education in July. Why should I go back in January? But that is a requirement. That is, you can refresh your information about your role. You can add value by helping out other new club officers and helping out the trainer with some of the answers. So look at the positive and look at the benefit of how you can refresh and relearn what you learned in July, as well as contribute to the new officers that are serving from the January to the June term. So a minimum of club officers trained during each of the 2 training periods. Now here I must tell you that once you have trained your club officers, the onus is on the division directors to upload that information on the dashboard. So if you look at your own club dashboard, and you will see officers trained, you will see 6, 7, depending on how many club officers went for training. But that number has been uploaded by your division director on the dashboard. So please, please, it's not a big thing for 4 club officers to be trained. And it is even wonderful if 7 out of 7 club officers get trained. And finally, the last 10th point is on-time payment of membership dues, that you need to pay your club membership dues on time, and you also need to submit your club officers list on time. Now this on time I have highlighted and made bold because this is something that a lot of clubs still make a mistake and lose out on this very, very simple DCP point. What does on time payment dues mean?
We have to submit the payment of at least 8 members on or before the 1st September.
1st of October, before 1st of October, and before 1st of April. Perfect. So when the club makes payment for a minimum of 8 members, 3 of whom have been previous members from the previous term, 8 members, on or before the 1st of October and on or before the 1st of April, that means you have made on-time payment and you get credit for it in the DCP program. Now, especially corporates do not somehow pay their dues in September. There are internal problems, with the HR teams and their finance teams, and they pay their dues in October. They will remain a club in good standing in October, even if the fees, but they will not get credit for on-time membership dues. And that is the sad part, that although they have paid, just because they paid late, they do not get credit in that DCP program. So all club officers and district officers, please ensure that at least 6 months before the renewals time, you are after clubs to make that on-time payment of membership dues. What is on-time submission of officer list? This is another area that so many clubs lose out on. What is on-time submission?
For semi-annual clubs or for annual clubs, hold elections when it's the term is about to end, and then upload the new executive committee members list on the website.
Perfect. Okay, so now for those clubs that have semi-annual renewals, the election of club officers must take place in November. Ideally, TI recommends that it be the first meeting in November. I know a lot of clubs that hold their elections at the end of December. If you read the rules, it says conduct your elections in the first meeting of November. So all clubs should already be preparing for elections. All semi-annual clubs should already have started the process for elections now. They should have appointed their nomination committee. They should have asked for people who want to nominate for office. This process should already begin. When the elections are conducted in November, immediately please upload the officer list on the district website, because on time means before 31st December and before 30th of June. If you upload your officers list before these 2 dates, you are entitled to half a point on the DCP program. Again, A lot of clubs have their elections and they feel, okay, we've completed our elections in November, December, and they upload that list in January. It's fine. TI will send all those club officers information, but you will not get that GCP point. So these two training points, the training and administration points, are so easy to get. Send your club officers for training, get that DCP point. Make your payments on time, get the DCP point. Upload the officers list and get that DCP point. These 2 points should never be lost by any club. Any questions so far? We've completed the 10 DCP points that everyone can get. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So this is how each club can get the 10. So when you look at this chart in front of you and say 10, and everybody should be thinking, wow, it's so easy. I can easily get 5 DCP points and become a distinguished club. And yes, every club in District 126 needs to get these 5 DCP points and feel proud that they have become a distinguished club. I have just picked up a specimen club report from the dashboard just to show you how the 10 DCP points are laid out. So if you click on your club, this is the chart you will get for your club. All the 10 points. The first column shows you the goal. You need 4 level 1s, 2 level 2s, 2 level 2s, 2 level 3s, 1 level 4, 5 DTM, etc. And the right-hand side column to date shows you exactly how many actually got it from your club. So let's look at line 1. The goal is to get 4 level 1s. But this club has got 12 members to complete level 1. And the status is a tick, they get a DCP point. Just because they've got 12 level 1s, will they get 3 DCP points?
No.
No. No, you can get everybody in your club completing level 1, but you will still get only 1 DCP point because the requirement is only 4 level 1s. So please remember, you just have to meet the minimum number, the goal, 4222. And look at the third line where you need 2 more level 2s. And the club has got 9 people to complete level 2s, and yet they get just 1 DCP point. Look at line number 8, where you have the 8, you need 4 more new members, and the club has got 2 new members. So on the right-hand column in the remarks, it's written 2 new members needed, 2 more new members needed to complete that DCP point. So please keep looking at the progress of your club again and again so that you know how you are heading, how you are faring, and what more you need to achieve. Please have a look at this at least once a week, all club officers and district officers. Look at the charts, look at the clubs in your area and division, see how they are doing, and motivate the members of those clubs and encourage them. Oh, you need just 2 more members. You just need somebody to complete 1 level 1. This is your guide to knowing where you have reached. Next, please. Yes. So now I've got a few questions. When I have already been through it, but now you should be able to answer these things very, very quickly. When does a club qualify to participate in the DCP? Mayuri had answered it. Let someone else answer it. Come on, folks, somebody unmute and answer. When will a club qualify to participate in the DCP?
When a club has 20 members or 3 new members.
Perfect. When a club has 20 members or adds 3 new members if they are below 20. What does a club in good standing mean? We hear that so often, isn't it? Oh, your club is in good standing. Your club is not in good standing. What does a club in good standing mean? It's different from qualifying for DCP, okay? Good standing. What is a club in good standing? A club that has?
Paid its dues in time.
Yes,
Paid its dues.
but has 8 members.
Eight
Yes,
members.
yes. So a club that has 8 members and has paid for these 8 members, 3 of which are from the previous term. So if you are a club with 8 members and you have paid your dues, you are a club in good standing. You may not qualify for the DCP program, but you are a club in good standing, which means you can take part in contests. As the past district chief judge, Mayuri was very strict about those clubs that could take part in contests. They had to be in good standing. So yes, Mayuri.
Just allow me quickly, because I think, this particular example which you've just mentioned, yes, since we have a lot of college clubs, it's important for us to know we had at one time 25 new members coming to the club. Of course, we were thrilled, 25 members joining the club, but there were not 3 members from the previous cycle. So even if they had 25 members, they were ineligible, they were not in good standing, they were not allowed to contest, not allowed to hold elections. It was a pity, because adding members, but then 3 of them were not renewing from the previous cycle. So I remember this incident. Let us remember, yes, Mukta, it is very important. So maybe you'd like to just...
Yes, Mayuri, you can take over and explain that. You've already given the example of how we added so many members, but was so disheartened, and the club was obviously disheartened that they could not compete, because from the previous term, not even 3 old members had renewed from that previous cycle. So it is very important, and this is done because we need continuity, we need progression. 25 new members coming in and not knowing anything. So if we have at least 3 new old members from a previous cycle, at least they know how the club is run, how the meetings are run, what is required. So yes, a very good point. Club in good standing means to have 8 members, at least 3 of whom are from the previous cycle. Thank you, Mayuri. Next question, please. How many educational awards can one individual give to a club for recognition in the district, in the Distinguished Club program? One person.
5.
We all know Vamshi, for example. You've got an area director, division director, Vamshi, who I don't know has done incredible, I don't know how many paths he's completed, and just gallops with his educational levels. How many points can he give to a club in 1 year?
10 points.
Educational. We have 6 educational points, right? So how many can Vamshi contribute?
5 points.
Perfect. 5 points. He can give 1 level 1, 1 level 2, 1 level 3, 1 level 4, and 1 level 5. And that other point where it says 2 more level 2s, even if Vamshi has done a second part, if he has done presentation mastery as well as motivational strategies, level 2 in 2 parts, he cannot give that second level 2 because he has already given 1 level 2. So please remember, even if you are doing 4 parts and you've done level 2 in all 4 parts, you cannot give more than 1 level per person. So Vamshi can give 5, he can give credit for 5 levels to the club, but not more than that. So please remember, they want more people to contribute, to learn and to progress. So 5 levels is the maximum. Next question, please. Is a transfer member to your club counted as a new member? We answered that. Somebody, yes or no?
No.
No, perfect. Good, somebody was listening. Thank you, Aditya. What do we mean by on-time payment? Somebody please answer this. I went through it in detail just now. What do we mean by on-time payment of dues? Aditya, you want to continue with this?
It's before September.
Very
On
good.
September 30th.
Before what date in September?
30th.
30th or 1st October. Yes, you have to make your payments by 1st of October or 1st of April. Okay, so there are two renewal cycles, October to March and April to September. So by the 1st of October and by the 1st of April, you need to make payment so that is called an on-time payment and you get credit in the DCP program. And the last question, please. What do we mean by on-time submission of officer list? We discussed that. Anybody can answer. When do we submit the officer list to TI? Anybody?
Before 30th of December, 31st of December, and before 30th of June.
Perfect. Before 31st of December or 30th of June. Now, there is only one more thing I would like to mention here. For those clubs which are annual clubs, they have to only send their officer list by the 30th of June. So annual clubs, if you do not send your lists by the 30th of June, then the entire year you don't qualify for that half DCP point and you lose the complete point. Point number 10 is you've lost it just because you did not upload that officer list. So all clubs over here that are annual clubs, area directors, division directors, make a note of all the annual clubs in your divisions and area and ensure that they upload their officer list before the 30th of June. So the next year's team automatically gets credit for that uploading of officer list. So we finished the FAQs. I'll take a few more questions later. Let's move on to the next slide, please. So if you get 5 DCP points, you become a distinguished club. 7 DCP points makes you a select distinguished club. And 9 or 10 DCP point makes you a President's Distinguished Clubs. We have seen what are the 10 points you can get in the program. And I am sure that each one of you is already working hard. I know some of your clubs have already got the 5 DCP points, like in District 98 and District 125. There are many clubs that have already achieved this. Now, just maintain that momentum and reach the President's Distinguished Club. Next slide, please. That's the last final slide. Can we all have distinguished clubs? Yes, definitely yes. I really firmly believe. So let's just do it. Let's plan, let's do it. Let's do our moments of truth. Let's do our club success plans and plan how we are going to do it. And let's make District 126 100% distinguished district. Yes, all clubs can buy for distinguished clubs. So thank you very much. I hope you have understood the entire DCP program and you're super clear about what it takes to become a distinguished club, distinguished area, division, and finally, Vikram, it's good to see you. I am sure you are looking forward, like every member in 126, to become a Smedley distinguished district this year. It would really be wonderful if all 3, 98, 125, and 126 can become Smedley distinguished districts. I think we started a little late, so I'll take 2 questions and then we'll call it a day. If anybody has any questions left.
Mukta ma'am, I have, can I?
Yes, Bhumi, of course.
So what if the someone transferred in my club and he is giving speeches and he completed the level? So the level will be counted in our club or the club he was before?
No, it will be in your club. because he's already transferred to your club, right? It is only the payment part which remains with the other club. He is not counted as a new member in your club, but he is a transfer member. So you're not getting credit for the new member, but now everything he does in your club, all the educational levels, the credit goes to your club.
Okay, thank you.
Happy?
Ma'am, I also have a query. So
Yes.
when we have our club executive committee, we submit the list. After 2-3 months of somebody being in that executive committee, that person did not turn up and somebody else took that role up in between. That was after August or September maybe. So will that person get the whole credit of being the member of the executive committee or not?
So if, if ExCom member is changed before the 31st of August and it is an annual club, that officer can get credit because that officer would have served from September to June. If it is a half-yearly club, the person will not get credit. But this change has to be made before the 31st of August, the officer change, okay? And it has to be accordingly uploaded on the website as well. That is why even in the district, we have area directors who are sometimes brought in November, December, and it is just really their goodness that they're willing to serve the district without credit, okay? Because credit can only be given to officers should they be serving from the 1st of September. All right, I think that's the end of the question and answer session. Pragya, District 126, thanks again so much. I hope it has been useful. I wish each one of you the very, very best in the next 9 months going forward. And I look forward to coming back and seeing you all at another session. Thank you and bye.
Thank you so much, Mukta ma'am, for such a fabulous session, and thank you for letting us know small details that we might have ignored or didn't knew about. Thank you so much. Now I would like to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Vikram to give you the certificate. Over to you, Toastmaster Vikram.
So first of all, thank you, Bhumi. First of all, distinguished Toastmaster Mukta, it's happy to see you once again after a long time and lending your knowledge to our district in terms of the DCP, qualification criteria. So it was a great session by you, DTM Mukta, and we are happy and obliged that you have taken your time out on a busy Saturday afternoon and to impart knowledge to all of us, all of our members of the district. And it's great. It was a great session, and thank you for all that you have done today. And pleasure to know it's a pleasure for all of us to listen to you. So thank you, and please accept this token of certification for the training.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vikram.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
126.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And by the way, I bunked my district DOTP in 98. Okay. Okay.
So thank you, Mukta, and once again, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Back to the Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Vikram. Now I give the stage to Toastmaster Pragya to officially close the training session. Over to you, Toastmaster Pragya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhumi, for being an amazing host. And truly, I snatched Mukta ma'am from District 98 training because I was like, you cannot leave us whatsoever happens. Thank you so much, Mukta ma'am, for that amazing explanation of DCP. And I'm sure a lot of new clubs who have just been formed would learn a lot and know the right way to move forward. So thank you for the amazing learning that you have given and taking that time for us from such a busy schedule that you had today. Also, I would thank all the division directors, area directors who have joined us, who are trying to get their clubs on path of growth. And thank you, our DPRM, Toastmaster Mayuri, who made beautiful poster of Mukta ma'am, and our Club Growth Director, DTM Vikram, for joining us in the meeting. With this, I would say learning is always fun at District 126, and learning from the best is what we get for you from District 126. Thank you everyone for joining us today in this meeting, and hope we will also be uploading the whole training on YouTube. The links will be posted for all handles soon. So stay updated, stay tuned for the update for the links. Thank you. Have a very good evening and a fun-filled learning in Toastmasters throughout your journey.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks,
bye, everyone.
Judy,
Bye,
so
everyone.
much, Vikram. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.